Top 10 revealed Sunny songs. We are back. Episode 230 is here.
Finally.
Look, Danny, you're wearing the jersey. I still have no idea where the jerseys are from China.
Yeah, they're from China.
They're on a boat.
Can we agree to not, murder any children in this process this time?
Nope. You can't make any promises. I haven't gotten anything yet.
Jesus Christ.
You know how this works.
It's gonna come in like purple.
Yeah, if you get it by week 10, you'll be happy. You'll be lucky.
Listen, I also ordered my Lions jersey for when I go with you. Then
I really should buy. I mean, I could get a Jamal Williams jersey and legitimately be like, I like Jamal Williams, and wear it to the game.
Right, you can get a Jamal Williams Packer jersey.
I could probably find one of those and just wear it to the game, or I could just do what I do and wear my Steve McNair jersey and not give a shit.
You know what you should do? Still, no matter what jersey you wear the cheesehead. Just represent. Just be like, I am an owner.
What I really
represent my ownership.
What I really need to do is wear the cheesehead to a baseball game, because I've worn it to a hockey game and obviously a football game. So I have to complete the trifecta and wear it to a baseball game.
Okay, now the important question. The very, very important question. Is Cheesehead going to Green Bay?
Stupid
I didn't
question.
think about that.
Well, see, it's not
I don't know about,
because clearly I just put it into his
So
side.
here's the thing.
Now he's thinking
there's
about
a problem. The original Cheesehead has seen better days and has been replaced with the Cheesehead Fedora. But it's also tough to pack in a bag.
You got to get one of those.
I could just wear it on the plane.
You could just wear it on the plane, or just buy a new one.
I think that's the more likely option is buy a new one.
Buy
but then
one
I have to get
there.
it. I have to get it back then.
An authentic one. But you just put it in a little bag and then just carry it on your carry-on.
You're flying out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I guarantee you, if you put it on your head
I won't
and
be
walk
the
through
only
security,
one.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, hello, sir."
Yeah.
They'll probably think you're the fancy. You probably think you're mayor of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
If I just wore the fedora, just howdy, with a fucking cheese head on, that'd be amazing.
All right. So according to the USPS, we are not being tracked yet.
Of course not. That takes a while. What's up, boys?
Nothing. Trade deadline came and went.
Awful.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Can we give this picture back?
That wasn't ideal tonight.
No, but
they
good.
won.
Yeah, he's good, and he's been good for a long time. So I'm not really worried about that. But
it's more importantly, this weekend is going to be very, very nerve-wracking.
So, fun fact. I was talking to my friend who's actually in the ticket sales. And she informed me that there are 40,000 sold for Thursday night.
How much does Citi Field hold?
44 with all the standing room. It's like 42, 43 with all the standing room.
Yeah. That's surprising. I mean,
for a Thursday night, that's what's surprising to me.
The Friday and
she said the Friday's not too bad. Like Friday, she said it's going to be one of the easier ones. Saturday's a bobblehead.
Yeah, it's a strikeout counter bobblehead. That's weird.
It's a strikeout.
What? Yeah, it's like
the counter.
It's got like 4 numbers on the bottom, and it's a strikeout counter Jake bobblehead.
I didn't realize it was a bobblehead. I just always saw it was Jake strikeout counter.
Maybe it's not a bobblehead. Maybe it's just a counter.
Maybe it's just counter. And then Sunday, Jake's pitching.
Is that single admission? The Saturday?
No, it's a 1 and a 7.
Okay.
Because it's to make up from the start of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
So it's a 1 and a 7 on Saturday. And I don't know which one they're doing the giveaway.
That's a good question. I don't know which was the original game.
I would
Also, I
assume the
feel like
night
they've
game
been.
they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I feel like they've been announcing.
Yeah,
That's-
it says
giveaways.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Jake DeGrom strikeout
Okay.
counter bobblehead.
Oh, okay. I never saw the bobble part on the back
They've been
behind home plate.
announcing these things like almost last minute. These giveaways.
Yeah.
Well, the
Like-
shirt. I mean, the shirt thing does make sense though, because one Friday night, they've been trying to do this for the blackouts on Friday night.
Sure.
Anyway, and also this one just coming up, it's the Braves. It's like they're close in the race, so it kind
Right.
of makes sense to kind of boost this one a little bit. To me, I look at this series against the Braves, and like the last time a series like this was the Washington series in
2015.
trade deadline 2015,
And
Has a similar feel to it.
right?
the Braves, I'm not going to say have an advantage. They have an extremely slight advantage in the fact that I think they'll be able to use their normal 5 starters because they just traded for Jake Odorizzi from somewhere. I don't know who. Houston, there you go. So he's pitching one of the doubleheader games. We have to call up Peterson to pitch. Now, Peterson's basically one of our 5, but it's not exactly one of our 5.
He'll be
he's
okay.
technically number 6, but he'll be.
It's okay. I'm not
Um,
worried. I'm not worried about
update
the
on,
pitching.
what's his
It's
name,
going to
is
be
it?
the offense this weekend.
We had right now it's showing Kyle Wright versus Carrasco Thursday, Ian Anderson Walker Friday.
And then Saturday is
Saturday both games are to be determined. Well,
It's-
Spencer Strider is going for
Right.
them on Sunday, and Jake's going for us on Sunday.
So
Sunday's
Saturday-
I know Max is supposed to start one of the
Right.
Saturday games.
Saturday is Max and David Peterson for us, and Max Fried and Jake Odorizzi for them. What games? I don't think anybody knows yet.
it wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna, when they get back like tomorrow, they'll ask Max which one do you want, because he's gonna be the decision maker. It's gonna, at the end of the day, he makes that choice.
Probably.
Yeah. David Peterson's not Max Scherzer, so he doesn't get a
No.
choice.
He's
Hey,
probably
you're gonna
pitching a night game, to be honest.
Peterson or Zach or Max?
Max.
What's the latest they can announce that up to like a couple hours before first pitch, right?
I mean, I think up until you put your lineup out, you can put whoever you want. But
So-
as soon as you put your first lineup out, then you know who's pitching the second game.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. So that's why I was thinking, like, if you split, are you more wanting Max to get that first game of the doubleheader? If you
Oh.
split Thursday, Friday, do you want Max
see,
to go
I
out
don't-
there for that first game Saturday,
Well,
or does it not matter?
I don't care. If you split the first 2, I got my aces going in the back half of the series. I'm pretty confident.
So it doesn't matter which game he pitches.
No,
in
I
the
don't
second.
care. I'd ideally like to put him up against their Max, so it's
Fried and Scherzer.
yeah, so it's one that's a marquee matchup, and 2, you want to put your best up against their best.
Is
Or
it
you can
a,
look at it the other way and say you start them in a game that doesn't have their ace, and you get them a better chance to get some runs.
Well, Strider's not a pushover either. so-
No, not at all.
on Sunday, yeah, 6-3, 279.
He's been very good.
Oh,
It-
Odorizzi and Fried. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, Strider was Sunday against Jake. Yeah,
You know what else is interesting? It's SNY and picks on Saturday.
probably.
No 5 and no ESPN this weekend. Just
Thank God. I'm sick of nationally televised games. Although I think we're undefeated on ESPN so far this year, which is definitely different for us.
So if everything works out right, that means Cookie on Tuesday when I go. Fantastic. Haven't
Always.
seen him ever. He's the Mets. He's the new Mets, Finn.
So
Crosco.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, he hasn't given up a run in like 17 innings, so
So he's due.
luckily.
Who do we play after the Braves? Because I'm only focused
The
on
Reds.
the Braves.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's 3 with Cincy, and then they
And then
play the Braves
Philly?
again. I think no,
I think
Philly, and
Philly.
then the Braves.
Last time we played Philly.
They have another series with the Braves right after that, like the beginning of the week after that, I think. So it's basically 8 games in 2 weeks. It's going
Yeah,
to
we have all the Braves games coming up because we've only played them like one weekend?
We've played them 6, 7 times.
So it's 5 against Atlanta the weekend, 3 against Cincy, a day off, 3 against Philly, 4 in Atlanta, 4 in Philly.
Right. And that's the end of the month.
No, Yankee 2 in the Bronx. Colorado comes here, and then we have 2 games against the Dodgers to end the month.
So we just got to handle our business against the Braves and no one get hurt.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, like we said, deadline wasn't great, but the guys they got offensively,
I understood what they did offensively.
I didn't.
Did I love it? No, but I got it.
So here's my thing, and this is like, so last year, and they said this has been reported a couple times that they got gun shy by what they did last year. The guy they traded last year is like a top 50 prospect now.
Right.
For the guy they traded for Javi. But
I also think no one wants to trade with the Mets.
Really think so?
Part of it.
I don't.
Because look what the Phillies gave up for Robinson. You mean to tell me we couldn't have done that?
I don't even know who that guy is. I don't know.
So something's up.
It's possible,
which is fine. I'm not. If you want to do those theories, fine. But something's up.
But it just seemed like last year. So that the report last year was once they found out Jake wasn't going to be back, they bailed on the huge trade they were going to make, which was they would have got Javi and Chris Bryant and Wilson Contreras for like the guy they traded and Dom and somebody else. But then they said, okay, Jake's not going to be back. It's not worth it. Let's just do it a little bit. Now he's back. Like now is when you do the whole thing.
You're not wrong.
You know, anybody who wasn't Alvarez
but the idea of giving the Cubs theoretically back-to-back years of our top prospects for rentals is just crazy.
I guess. But they didn't even trade him, so like they're stupid in themselves.
Right.
It's not like they got anybody else's top prospect for him.
Right. That's the weirdest part.
And the same thing with the Red Sox. Like the Red Sox went half in,
half out. The Red Sox
were
like half in, half out. Yeah, that made no sense.
I feel like there's some sort of
because
I feel like what they were trying to do with Hosmer was trying to be like, hey, listen, you have to agree to opt out at the end of the year. Because like I mentioned in our chat, he's got 3 player options coming up over the next couple of years, Hosmer.
I don't think it doesn't matter to them. The Padres are paying like $40 million of the deal. He's getting paid basically major league minimum from the Red Sox. So what he does for them, it doesn't really matter. They're not paying him anything.
Right. So he can opt out and go get
He can do whatever he wants.
If he has a big second half, he can opt out, go get paid, and still get paid from.
He stinks.
Except when he plays the Mets.
Yeah, of course. I like we were saying that you know Contreras didn't get traded, JD didn't get traded, so that makes it hurt a little less. Like I would have liked Mancini because the guys that they did get are they have 3 first basemen, which is kind of pointless. I would have liked them to maybe go get Brandon Drury because it seems like they are done with Escobar.
No, I think
he still plays.
They're just platooning because Luis has been good.
But if you're platooning and he's the right-handed version, he's going to play 1/3 of the games. That's just the way a platoon works. There's less left-handed pitchers. So if now the plan is now Luis Guillorme every day at third base, I'm okay with it. I don't love it though. I think his bat is going to get exposed eventually if you play him 4 times a week.
This turns into the conversation we have in our group text of the minor leaguers that could come up and potentially help us towards the end of the season. So Beatty needs to be put on the 40. That would be the ideal spot for him because he's the third baseman. He's known as a third baseman. Vientos is on the 40, plays third base, has also played some outfield this year, and has even played some first base. So that kind of helps out with the, getting Pete into a DH role once a week, especially as the schedule gets a little more, especially with all these condensed days and double headers coming up towards the end of the year. getting Pete out of the infield for a day is never going to hurt.
I think because I think the roster expands again to 28 guys when the September. I think one of them will come up. One of probably Vientos will come up. To be
It's
honest,
got to be, as of now, it's got to be Vientos because again,
it
Beatty's
could
not
be
on the
Alvarez
40.
too. Is the thing. A bat is coming up. I don't think they're going to do it, but
I'm 90% convinced that he will not be the guy who's
I agree.
getting him. One because he's again 20 and very little experience in the minor leagues. He's literally played half a season in Double A and half a season and barely even a couple of weeks in Triple A at this point. The other thing is, I just feel just like mentally, I'm just like, all right, these are our catchers we're going with, Nito and McCann. We know Nito's going to take over and be the number one guy come mid-September probably, just
He'll
because
be the number one catcher in the playoffs.
Right. So bringing up Alvarez and making him catch every so often is going to throw off that. I want Nito being that guy with the starters every day. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Especially going into October, you don't want any doubt in Nito's mind because we don't want him to get into his head.
Well, I think whoever they call up is just going to be DHing anyway for them.
Well, that's why Vientos is the perfect guy to
Right.
come up. The perfect JD replacement is Vientos.
Which I would have rather they just called him up
instead of sending 1,000 guys to San Francisco.
Yeah, instead of trading.
That
three
was
guys
the one thing I didn't get. Why we had to send
Francisco.
3 prospects to San Diego.
So we figured, Vin and I figured it out, Danny. Epler put JD Davis's name in there. Put the other guy's name on the Giants side of the screen and hit suggest trade, and that's what came up. And he just said accept.
It doesn't make any sense. Just bring up Vientos and take whatever you were going to trade for the other guy and get a left-handed reliever, and I would have been fine.
Right.
I love the. Did you guys see JD removed everything from social media except put a picture of him up?
He was so ready to leave. He was done.
Well, you don't blame him.
No.
Every spring training was the same question, so he knew it was coming eventually.
Listen, at the end of the day, when we signed him, we were just like, all right, it's a good platoon bat guy. Turned out to become one of a good bat that first year he was here.
Yeah, 2019 was fun.
Right, he had a good 2019. And then listen, we have a lot of ever since he's been here, it's always been when are these young guys going to come up and take over? When is he getting traded? Who are we trading him to?
But he also didn't hit.
Yeah, he didn't.
This year he just didn't hit. I was like, I even said it on Twitter. I was like, oh well, once a week, 3 strikeouts off the team. Good riddance.
He hit a bomb the other night. Cool.
Good. It helped increase the value. Still didn't need 2 other guys in that trade.
Yeah, I don't. And even like the guy, what's Sapucki, whatever. Like he was terrible. But like.
Right, we sent them back to a place where he gave up like 15 runs in 2 innings.
Yeah, that's mean almost. But they had just made him a reliever and maybe at least give him a shot.
Right.
I can't look at Joely Rodriguez anymore. I just can't do it.
Speaking of San Francisco, by the way, and West Coast, we got to mention the sad passing of Vin Scully. It was kind of cool. Apparently once the game was over yesterday, the Giants actually announced it before everyone left, like after the 3rd out. And Dodgers came out and they made an announcement and put something on the board for him. So shout out for them for doing that because that was a good thing from them. Especially because they were playing the Dodgers, so it kind of made sense. I said it on Facebook, like one of the main reasons Danny and I started getting MLB TV was to watch the Dodger home games to listen to Vin Scully while we're passing out.
Right.
It was fantasy baseball and Vin Scully.
Yeah, wasn't the reason why I got it, but it was one of the perks for sure.
Yeah. So it stinks. He was. We haven't and probably will never see an announcer. Maybe Gary Cohen, maybe go that kind of length with one franchise.
He still has 40 years to go.
That's what I mean. Like,
honestly, it's like I mentioned once a year, and and you guys both agree. Like it would be one of the like we did during COVID, the quarantine episodes of if you were able to get on a DeLorean and go back in time in sports, what would be certain things you want to go to? And one of them for me was to go back in the 50s to see the Giants, Yankees, and Dodgers all play in New York and battle all the time and just see what would happen. And obviously we don't like the Dodgers, but we have some sort of weird like for them because of knowing that we probably would have been Dodger fans if certain circumstances fell the right way of getting a new ballpark and everything else like that. We would have been Brooklyn Dodger fans. So in a weird way, we're not Dodger fans, but we're like in a weird like guilty by association kind of thing of being a Brooklyn Dodger fan would have been.
Well, a lot of people
'Cause-
that ask me about like what made me choose the Mets over the Yankees is my grandfathers were both Brooklyn Dodger fans. They grew
Right.
up in Brooklyn, and they were brought up to not like the Yankees. So when the Dodgers left, they just liked baseball. They didn't like the Yankees, and then the Mets came, and they were like, "Perfect, now we have a team."
Right. Similar situation with
So that's really where like my fandom comes from, baseball wise. Like I was brought up, we're not Yankee fans. We're Brooklyn Dodger fans. Mets are the Brooklyn Dodgers now.
right.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's the best that'll ever do it. Like
Right.
you said, watching the games on the West Coast, he was even the voice in the video game, like the early MLBs. I don't even know if it was called the show yet, but it was like he was the voice in the video game.
Was he the voice in
He was
MVP
definitely the
baseball?
voice. I don't know. It wasn't MVP, but it was like the early like Sony video games. He was definitely the voice in it. He was, movies,
I also remember
TV.
he was in For the Love of the Game.
For Love of the Game. Yeah, it's great. He's a huge part of that
MLB
movie.
2002 and MLB 2004. He was the play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
2004 had Sean Green on the cover. And it doesn't show who was the cover. MLB 2002. Who is that? Right, Andrew? Andrew Jones was the cover of MLB 2002.
Shout out Andrew Jones. Andrew
989 Sports. Remember that company?
Wow.
Yes. Andrew
God.
Jones was on the cover of a video game in 2002 that Vince Scully was the voice of. His son just got drafted into the Major League.
And that's the life we live. Yeah, but then think about
Where
it.
we're
Vince Scully also called Brooklyn Dodger games, and and Dodger Sean Green was on the other cover.
Gary was talking about something today, which I don't think I knew. Maybe I probably did know, but he was saying that early in the obviously the West Coast of the Dodgers, the games were simulcast on radio and TV.
Right.
So he had to basically do both calls. Not do both calls. The call was the same for both. That's got to be like being able to thread that needle where it's like you're explaining enough for a radio broadcast, but kind of telling enough stories for a TV broadcast. That's crazy.
So one of the cool things, and it was him who actually said it, and you bringing that up, he said like the hardest thing that he had to do was transition radio to TV when they finally started doing the broadcast on TV, because on radio you're painting a picture.
You're painting
Like,
a
you
picture
want
and you gotta talk every second, not like
Right.
to play dictate.
Right.
I.e.
like John
Dennis
Sterling.
Cook stories from Howie Rose, and
Well, that was a 12-0 game. I give Howie a pass on that one.
but like you still have to find something to talk about during a
Sure,
12-0 game, like
Correct.
right? So, but then when you go to TV, it's more of the visuals already there, so you're not talking as much. And how many times have we watched a game, any event? Think about Danny Plaxico's touchdown in the Super Bowl. What did Joe Buck do? He just goes silent and lets everybody enjoy the moment and just see watch everything, because he doesn't have to describe it.
There are times
Papa,
where
on the
that's
other hand,
moment.
sitting there having to describe every single moment that's happening right there.
That is definitely the play sometimes when you're on TV. And
Still
Joe
the
Buck
longest
gets
play
flack
of
for
my
that
life.
sometimes.
Well, still in the air. The ball's
So-
still in the air.
Speaking of football,
Let's talk about the Yankees first before we.
Okay, let's talk about
Go
the
Can we
Yankees.
talk about how Garrett Cole gave up
Let's-
6 runs in the first inning?
Garrett Cole.
Hashtag
The funny thing
Snaps is
about-
right.
The funny thing about it is, like, I didn't even realize both teams were playing during the day until I got the alert about the Met lineup. And then I was on Twitter, I'm scrolling, I'm like, someone was like, "Oh, it's good to see Garrett Cole is a good starting pitcher," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, he must be pitching a well game." And then Vin tells me before he gives up 6 runs in the first inning, I'm like, "What
He gave up
happened?"
a home run to Jared Kalenic.
Excuse me. First off, it's Jared Cole, according to the Seattle
The
play-by-play
Seattle
guy.
announcer
Danny, you
called
gotta
him
watch
Jared
the
Cole.
video of Koletic's home run. The play-by-play guy, while he rounds first, goes, "Jared Cole, Koletic
Yeah.
with a bomb." I'm just like, wow,
I-
they hate this prospect so
Yankees-
much.
What they did, I didn't get it at first, but it does make sense.
What don't you get?
I don't understand that they improved their rotation and then
Unimproved it.
unimproved it.
Yeah.
They do still have 2
Especially
games against
because-
us, so they're probably afraid Jordan Montgomery's going to play the Mets again, and then
They're
an
okay,
11
you
ERA.
you have Cole, regardless of how he's pitching or what's going on, he has to be thrown out there. It's unfortunate.
You take out the first inning, he had a very solid day.
He
He
was
ends up
fine.
with 8 strikeouts, 5 innings basically.
And you get Frankie Montas. Okay. Now
And
you have
got
1-2.
Cortez.
But no, Nestor, Herman, and Severino all have issues. Herman's just coming back from injury.
Nestor's
Severino's
been-
already hurt. And Nestor
Nestor
is
bounced
capped
back.
at like 100 innings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we... The
Well, I
reason
didn't know he got
which
ta-
is where
capped,
Montgomery
100.
should have been.
I don't know if it's 100, but he's capped at something. So whatever the plan, I mean, it's the rationale that I heard, which makes sense, was he's not going to start in the playoffs anyway. And we're at a point where we can just plan for the playoffs. We have a 10-game lead. It doesn't really matter. But is that the plan? Like, the plan is
So
Cole,
according to a post article from May,
Cole Montas, Severino? Like, is that the
Well,
plan?
Severino's on the 60 days, so
Right. So
Again?
he's not going to be back till the middle of September.
he was actually pissed about it.
Right. And then am I missing something here?
What are you missing?
Like, are we starting? So your plan is to go with the first 2 guys, and then your third game is going to
No,
be.
I don't know why you're discrediting Cortez, though. You know they're going to let him pitch.
It just
but-
seems like
it
I
doesn't
get what
seem
you're
like they
saying,
will.
but I don't know why you're discounting.
okay.
I could,
See,
it
if
could,
they-
I
I
could
think
fall flat
I'm
on my
kind of-
face. but-
We've been down this road before with pitchers and strict innings.
Listen, I kind of agree with Danny because if they were going to be that strict about it, they would have stopped him from pitching in the All-Star game. They would have told him, "Hey, you
I
can
don't
go, but
know, but-
you're scratch.
But if his
not allowed to
limit's
play."
like 150, then he's capped out by September.
Right, but does that 1 inning in the All-Star game count?
No.
Because what if you get to 150 and you see his arms about to fall off, and you go, maybe if he doesn't pitch that 1 inning in the All-Star game?
I was operating under the idea.
This is the first time I'm hearing about the cap inning. So
Right.
I'll be honest.
I was told this from Devin, who's a very
No,
reliable.
I
no,
just
no,
I just
no,
googled
I'm
it.
not-
It
I'm not
is
arguing
right.
with
It is
that.
right. It's on Google. If you Google
No, I
Cortez,
believe it.
caps.
I
Right,
believe it.
so
I'm just the first
My
time I'm
assumption was
hearing
he was going to go to the bullpen, so we're banking that much on Severino. Is
it.
basically
And I know how
what we're
much
saying.
Devin. I trust Devin. So
Right,
Yeah.
and he reads as much as anybody. So I don't. That's what confused me. Even though I get it, they're playing for the playoffs, whatever. We're relying
yeah,
on.
no, the trade for
you know-
Montgomery is weird because he's the only lefty, right? Montas is a righty. Right?
No, Montas, yeah, the rest of them are all righties. And even now, one guy one setback for Severino or Herman goes down and Jameson Tyone starting playoff games.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's
I mean,
tough.
we were a change up away from going to a World Series with Alvar Perez and John Maine pitching 60 innings in the NLCS.
John Maine was at
They
least
each
pitching
pitched
good.
7 innings in 3 games in that series.
I mean, if you look at the Met stars in that series, it's Oliver Perez, John Maine, Steve Traxel, and then Tommy Glavine.
Different. time.
Ridiculous that we even got to a 7th game with that rotation. I'll be completely honest.
That was the year of our offense. That's why. 'Cause
You know
we were
what,
an
though?
offensive team.
El Duque would have been back for the World Series, as they said. Anyway,
Do we have to bring this up?
Yes.
we had to bring it up.
No, we
Danny,
didn't have to bring
nope,
it up.
Danny,
no,
nope.
no.
I gotta bring it up, Danny.
No, not doing
Danny.
it. Not doing it. I'm not doing it tonight.
Go for it, Vin. Do it. Do it. Vin's so eager to do it. You can see it in his eyes.
Because it passed already. It passed. The trade deadline passed. Everything passed. Steven and I sat there at the Met Yankee game, and I'm not kidding, Danny. I was honestly worried about this, and I worked myself into Edwin Diaz and Eduardo Sanchez are going to go to Miami. He's going to get in a car accident.
Stop.
I know.
We survived Miami.
I'm not doing this.
We survived Miami. We survived the trade deadline. It's all okay. I'm just saying.
And we can't make any trades. We can't trade for Roberto Hernandez anymore.
I was legitimately worried about it. After we joked about it, I went, no, this is actually going to happen.
We also compared.
Well, it was because Xavier Nady was Mark Canha, and Mark Canha was gonna get traded in the trade for the relief pitcher.
Or you know what made more sense though? Escobar getting traded than Cannon because Escobar hit the home run against the Yankees.
Yeah,
just like Nady did in the game we were talking about.
Against the Randy Johnson game, unbelievable.
Who did we say started that game again?
Jeremy Gonzalez.
Yep, that was who it was.
It was one of those dumb people.
One of the more fun Yankee games, Danny, and I, and Danny's dad's friends.
Yeah.
On a Friday night.
That was 07 though.
That was 07, right? We were all out of high school at that point.
Well, the 06 Friday night at Shea was the David Wright one. So
yeah, you were at that one. I wasn't at that one.
Yeah, Dad and I. I remember. Thinking about that game, I miss Shea Stadium so much just because we were mezzanine last row in right field.
And you couldn't see anything?
No, and you had the gate behind you. It was you turn around and everyone's getting hot dogs behind you. And it was it had a nice little, I don't know. I always like those back row seats in each level. Except for upper deck, but
yeah.
There
are weird things I miss about Shea. One of them is just that you couldn't see the field from the concourse. So when you walked out to your seats, it was a burst of the field. Yeah. That was one of my favorite things. Now it's the field's always there.
Right. Unless you're in the upper deck.
Even on the upper deck, it's it's open.
Except for behind home plate.
Behind home plate.
That's
what
it's still
behind home plate.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing on the lower level too. Anything behind home plate, you're not seeing the field. But once you get past that initial once you get to the dugouts, it's all field from that.
It's all field, yeah.
So I get what you're saying there. And having no room in wanting to go yell out for batting practice baseballs to the outfielders, but there was nowhere to stand because there was 100 feet from the edge to the foul ball,
just at the edges of the side. And I guess if you had Pepsi porch seats, picnic area.
It was Pepsi porch.
It was picnic area.
Danny and I stood online for 2 hours holding Pepsi bottles.
Did that actually work?
I did that twice. Wednesday nights for Pepsi. Cans.
You did it twice. You and I did it once.
Yeah, I did it twice.
That's funny. I never.
Didn't something happen at one of them? Not the one I went to.
Oh, I was with Dan Kelly. Andy Pettit, when he was on the Astros, threw me a BP ball.
Oh, nice.
It was one of those Hail Mary, 10 people were on me, and thankfully I was 2 feet taller than everyone, and I was able to bring it down to my chest. And Danny shielded me because everybody was possessed for waiting online for free tickets, you know what I mean? So
yeah, they gave it. And I remember they gave us the K cards for Pedro.
Right. Yeah.
Any other baseball stuff?
No, the Mets just got to find ways to pull it out this weekend. It's going to be very stressful.
Are we all in shock that they got no run score for Jake? Was that that was expected, right?
It's very on par.
No, it's right back on par. Yeah.
Max, even Max got some runs the other day and gets to go haha, bitch, I got some runs.
Lindor's heating up. That's nice to see.
He needs to stay that way this weekend.
I know.
There was the stat came out.
I think he has a hit. They said in 20, it's 22 of his last 20. He had an 11-game hitting streak, and now he has a
hitting streak, batting .421 over
Right.
it. He ended the first half with an 11-game hitting streak, which
Right.
is tied for the Mets' longest of the year.
So it's 21 of his last 22 games
20
he has hits.
hit safely in 21 of his last 22.
And he's hitting for power. Yeah, he needs to continue it this weekend and probably
It would
keep it
be
up for the
so
rest of
on
the season.
par that he sucks this weekend.
He should
He was good in the last Brave series.
Yes, he was.
He was very good.
This is a different Lindor this year.
I know.
And also they have him hitting in front of Pete. So it's like
Imagine if he just batted a little higher average.
I mean, he's hitting 260 now. Like he was.
Oh, he went up to 260?
Yeah, exactly. I was shocked to see it today. He was like a 275 hitter in
That's
Cleveland.
all we need. Imagine.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
I
Like,
think
he's legit again.
Yeah, his OPS is almost 800. I think it's
And
like
he's going to break
790
all,
something.
raise his records.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's
I mean,
nice.
those are.
I mean,
Other than triples and stolen bases, of course.
so it's like crazy because like I said, he's hitting before Pete. So it's like, all right, do you want to give the guy who's hitting the ball
That's the one thing.
900 yards, 900 feet away, or do you want to see if you can get Lindor out?
That's the one thing about the trade deadline that I'm kind of mad about is we still have no protection for Pete.
The protection is the DH, I guess. And if those guys do what they're supposed to do against their handedness things, then they
Right.
should be fine protection.
Right.
The other thing was,
Well, Vogelbach's been very good for us
Yeah.
since he's come on the team.
has he hit in every game? I think it's been, or
He's
just about.
gone
He's
on
on. He's
Base?
on base half of his plate appearance. It was like
Yeah,
13 out of
one
26.
game was a couple of walks.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that I remember. It's okay when he gets on base because it's fun
Oh,
watching
he
him
has
run
a
the
high
bases.
on base percentage.
Right. He's part
I
of the
don't
work in the
get that,
count.
but he still has like a 230 batting average.
That was
I
the
hate
craziest
new
stat.
baseball.
When I got home,
It
Gelbs
makes me
was
so
going
angry.
over.
It's so confusing, isn't it?
It makes me
Gelbs
so
was going
angry.
over the Mark Cannon stat where, like, so he was talking about Mark Cannon and hitting. The guy's hitting like the major league average with 2 strikes is like 36% that players actually get hits. He's hitting like 62% with 2 strikes.
I don't know if it's that high, but he hits significantly better with 2 or like
And he said that it's because he gets more aggressive with 2 strikes because before there's 2 strikes, he's looking for a certain pitch and he's looking for it in a certain spot
Right.
for him to hit it.
He's
Once
not
it's
afraid
2
to
strikes,
hit.
he doesn't have a choice.
He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Right. Which it seems like nobody on the team is.
No.
I mean, Nimmo's always got 2 strikes, and then next
Yeah.
thing you know, he walks. So every
Right.
time he's at bat,
Exactly.
no stolen bases, but 1,000,000,000 walks, and
It makes so little sense that he doesn't steal any bases.
he
know?
still beat out that play at first at the game.
He's like,
Yeah, I don't get it either.
it's just
What is he gonna command next this offseason?
10 commandments. That's what it is. He doesn't like to steal. It's a commandment. God, I should have known that.
It does actually make a lot of sense.
It really does.
This guy has 57. Oh no, that's home runs.
He's probably gonna get a decent. I don't know. That's tough, but that's also that's another thing.
In 7 years, he has 20 career stolen bases.
For a guy who gets on base as much as he does, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
14 times was caught stealing.
Also, he's not very good at it, I guess.
That's why he doesn't do it.
All right.
Sterling Marte is the team MVP, other than Pete Alonso.
Yeah. Well, back to Lindor. It's like Marte's always on base in front of him, and Pete's up after him. So you're in a pretty good spot.
Right, because those guys are the best thing, and they've been talking about it a lot. We see pitchers against the starting pitchers. That's the key.
Yeah.
Right now, we're seeing, you're seeing starters hitting 60 pitches by the 4th inning, and we're making teams use their bullpens.
Yeah.
So it's not like the years past where it's like, all right, we're going up there, we're swinging for the fence.
Correct. Football wise, I know it's only a couple days in the training camp, but what's the Danny,
wait,
what's the hot topics?
Wait, I have a quote for you, Vin.
Hold
no.
on, what did I miss?
There was a quote today from Packer camp.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find this real quick.
Who's it about?
Oh, you will hear it.
Is it about the future?
By the way, I was very confused by them appealing it until I found out that they're trying to get the Watson thing to be a full year, which makes more sense.
Yeah, because a judge made a decision, and they're like, we disagree with the judge.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur just said of Jordan Love's performance yesterday, that might have been one of his best practices we've seen in 3 years.
Yeah, yes. One of his, but he had a
Future's
great
bright.
practice today. He had a
Is that
wonderful
because the other guy
practice.
doesn't practice?
No, the other guy practices. They just have to give both people practice time. He doesn't play in the preseason, so that will be the real test when we get to the preseason, and Jordan Love gets basically all the playing time. We see what happens. There's some. I mean, it's
Being a Packer fan must be so boring.
Try being an owner.
yeah, exactly. It's
I wish the Giants were boring. Well,
there
they
are
boring.
there are really no. Well, there are camp battles this year because they have to figure out who's playing receiver.
Yeah.
One of the first guy they drafted in the second round is still in the PUP, so he hasn't practiced yet. But the guy they drafted a guy in the fourth round who's apparently, turning heads. He's a camp standout, but it's a camp standout, so it could be like he could do nothing in 2 days and be cut.
He's the guy who, if you guys were on Hard Knocks, everybody's rooting for,
Correct.
and then gets cut at the last
Well,
episode.
He's a fourth round pick, so he probably won't get cut. But he's the guy everybody be rooting for. He's like this. He was the speed threat, was why they drafted him. But he's doing everything. So I mean, it's pretty boring. But outside of that, Sammy Watkins is actually playing now, so it's just
his key is stay healthy.
Right. They just keep him on the field. Lazard. Nobody can catch a punt, apparently. Oh, no, that's the big thing. The special teams guy, Basikia, is
can you imagine,
nuts.
Steve? Not being able to catch a punt is the biggest story in Packers.
Nobody can catch. They sit off the jugs machine.
The biggest story in Giant Camp is they're working on 3rd and longs, and they're not doing quarterback sneaks.
They set the jugs machine up for like a crazy angle, like a super high angle with a weird spin, and Cobb was the only one that can catch the ball. So they were like, okay.
Cobb's still on the team?
He is still on the team, shockingly.
He's hanging on like a cockroach.
He really is. As long as Rodgers
there
is
you go.
here,
There's your battle. Who's the number one, Cobb
correct.
or Watkins?
So essentially, Randall Cobb's your punt returner.
It seems like he might be the punt returner, and he's just going to stand there and call for a fair catch every time.
Which is fine. That's
because they couldn't have it. Nobody else could catch the ball last time.
In fairness, he is still the last guy to do a kick return for a touchdown for the Packers.
Who was our punt return? Oh, CJ Board. That's what we had with CJ Board last year. So don't worry, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly.
I feel like you're almost at the point of punts getting removed from the game. They're already trying to limit the kickoffs with the closer to the thing.
Because punts are
even punts, like it's just like you're either fair catching it or you're letting it bounce at this point.
They're eliminating kickoffs because they're dangerous. The punts aren't as dangerous, like physically wise, because it's a fair catch half the time. So it's like. I think there might become more punt, like they might turn kickoffs into punts.
So according to OurLads.com, Sammy Watkins, Allen Lazard, and Randall Cobb are your 3 starters.
Well, it's Randall Cobb is the slot receiver, and the other 2 are on the outside. Yeah, but they have Amari Rodgers, whom they drafted last year to Clemson, is also playing in the slot. Like I said, Christian Watson is still in the PUP. Romeo Doubs is the other guy. He's probably going to just get some playing time. But they're going to throw the ball to the running backs. They're going to do whatever. It's just, like I said, the biggest story so far has been Romeo Doubs, and that the special teams coach, who was the Raider coach last year, is a nut job. He's screaming at people. He's mouthing off at people. Every time they mess up, it's fuck this, fuck that. And I'm like, I fucking love this guy. That's what I want. So, yeah, hopefully the special teams will be better, and that's it. Go Rich.
We kind of mentioned Hard Knocks. Are we excited about Hard Knocks this year? Like,
I think it's gonna be like the Jets with Rex Ryan. They're just gonna be like, okay, Campbell,
curse,
do something, do something.
I
love of God, they're gonna throw pieces of paper out. For the love of God,
I honestly don't think I finished a Hard Knocks in 5 years.
5?
Who was
that's
last
a lie.
Year?
No, it's at least 2.
Okay, I definitely have not finished a post-COVID Hard Knocks. 1,000%.
I couldn't finish the LA one.
Yeah, that was that one, and whoever last year was.
But then there was
I think it was.
There was 2 last year.
Well, yeah, they
I
did
didn't see any of the Colts one. That
Neither
was
did I.
Nobody
I
cared
might
about
have
the
saw
Colts
one
one.
episode. I'm like, I don't
Well,
care about Carson.
Was it
Wentz.
Hard Knocks or was it Amazon Prime?
No, it's Hard Knocks.
They were
Okay,
both
yeah,
Hard Knocks.
no,
They're
absolutely.
doing it again this year.
I don't remember who it is. Might be the Titans.
Absolutely no chance.
Hard Knocks.
But yeah, the Colt one, I saw one, and I'm like, I can't handle Carson Wentz.
I probably finished the. No, I don't. I definitely didn't finish the Cowboy one. I didn't finish the Charger. I probably finished the Raider one. You're right. I probably.
They're
finished
doing the Cardinals in season this year.
Yeah,
so that's to be fun. Just weekly hours of Kyler just
I was
playing
way-
video
I
games.
was
It's
way
gonna be
off.
fantastic.
exactly when they get to the point in their season where they suck. It's gonna be great.
Premiering in November, so it's gonna.
Right.
Wasn't it Big Cat who said that
Kyler's got like a 22% completion higher. Like he said there's something like
He's
when
significantly
Call of Duty
better
games come out.
before Call of
Before-
Duty comes out. Yeah,
Call it comes out.
correct. After Call of Duty comes out, they have both years taken their downward turn.
And he has to and they had to
Kudos to the
take that
person that
stupid thing out of
found
the
that out.
contract because everybody was shitting on it.
Yeah.
So
So he's
study
just gonna.
time. So they had to remove that from the contract because of how everyone was shitting on it.
Can we also talk about how much of a fucking tryhard Russell Wilson is? I can't.
Well, we knew that.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Did you
Broncos
see Keenan
Nation.
Allen making fun of him last time?
Stand up.
Also, did you guys see that Hunter Renfrow is not allowed to order Ubers?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. That was
Did you see Keenan Allen making fun of Russell Wilson?
No.
He was just walking around going, "Bolt Nation, stand up!"
Oh,
like just the
yeah.
whole practice.
that's the new thing now. Everybody's doing that saying with whatever team they're doing.
yeah.
College is doing that as well.
What about Hunter Renfro?
So Renfrow ordered
ordered
an
a
Uber,
Uber.
for it was
Devontae Carr.
It was Devontae Carr, and there was another guy. I don't remember who the other guy was.
Darren
It
Waller?
may have been Waller, and then he got like the smaller Uber.
Yeah,
So
he
the
didn't-
three of them
he
were all
didn't splurge
squished
for
in the
bigger
back.
Uber, and then, but Renfro's knees were up too because he couldn't.
Renfro's
Yeah.
like 5'8"
In the
too,
front-
so he's not used
front
to getting
seat,
bigger Ubers.
He probably had to put his seat all the way up because Devontae was in front of behind him, so
Yeah.
he probably had his knees to the dashboard.
And they're all just like, "Yep, that's it. No more Hunter. You're out. No more Ubers."
Why are
In
they?
fairness,
This
of
is
the
an
three,
honest
of the
question.
four of them, he makes
Why
the
are
least
they
amount of
calling
money.
Ubers?
Why is he the one calling the Uber?
That is a great question. The other two, one of the other two, should be calling the Uber.
You
And
know
why are
what?
they-
I'm
Don't
pretty
hate
sure
it.
Devontae
Don't
just
hate
got a
it
brand new
because
big
you know what?
contract.
Don't hate it because they probably want to have a couple drinks, hang out,
No.
don't do anything.
That
Okay,
I get.
but why
I just
is
call
your
it.
team not
just
doing
call
that
it.
for
Just call a
you?
car service.
You
Just
got to get
like-
Danny Boy hustle hard.
Yeah, or just call an actual car service with a fucking Escalade, and they'll come get you.
And you can't tell. Oh well, never mind. McDaniels would probably want to drink with them. I would say just have him do it. But...
Well,
You
yeah.
got to get Danny Boy
I'm
hustle hard.
100% glad they're taking an Uber. Great, wonderful. Just call a car service instead.
Yeah.
Or isn't what's his name sober?
I don't know if Carr's sober.
Not Carr. The
Oh, Waller
defensive
might
lineman.
be. You're right. He might be.
No, the defensive lineman. Oh, Waller. Wasn't
Waller
Waller
might
the
be too.
Raven?
Yeah.
So why?
Yeah, he
why,
had all the problems.
Why is
uh,
he not driving?
Crosby? I don't know. Is Crosby sober? I don't think so.
I think Crosby got sober too.
Maybe he
Oh
might
yeah,
be.
he had to.
That guy's a
Yeah, because I remember hearing about the story.
Yeah, both of them are sober.
Waller 100%. I would
Max
assume.
and Crosby is too.
I didn't know about Crosby.
Really? It's been like publicized.
2 years. It
Somehow
says
it's
I just looked on
nauseating
Google. It's
everyone.
2 years, and he decided to go sober. Who was the other one? Waller, Crosby, and who else?
I don't know the third one.
That's,
Oh,
I
I
don't
thought you
know.
mentioned the third guy.
No.
I was gonna say Raiders are really turning a corner, signing all these guys that I'm going to rehab.
No, definitely Waller and Crosby.
Speaking of
That division is going to be so awesome.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
we watch
Speaking
every
of-
game anyway, but like whenever those are on prime time, it's just going to be like, all right, I'm not doing a thing. I'm watching every second of it.
Quick update: the DirecTV purchase this year was seamless.
Nice.
I figured out what the problem was.
aren't you guys national week 1 already? Like you're already
Oh.
blowing it.
I counted before. There's like 8 primetime games, and I think 4 others that are probably going to be on TV. But I don't care because I
Fluxes.
got it for the red zone, and like Danny said, I want to watch the West Coast games. I want to watch other things, fantasy football. I just bit the bullet. For
Okay.
$120, it was worth it for me.
back to Raider problems, but switching to the NFC West. Nice trade by the Cardinals, huh? That guy, Hollywood Brown, getting arrested yesterday. Woof.
It's in
Yeah.
the last name. Just pray to God he does not do anything like his cousin.
So I don't think he gets suspended for this, but it's not great.
No,
And
not
D
good.
Hop is already suspended, and your quarterback, you have to tell him to study, and your running back is James Conner's all right, and your coach is just a bad coach. You're in a tough spot. I'm sorry, Arizona.
They're gonna
Listen,
be
shout
they're-
out
they're in
HBO
third
for getting
place
them for the in-season
They're
Hard
in third
Knocks.
place regardless.
You start off as
Do
the
you
third best
think
team.
though? I'm lower on the Niners than other people because
Their defense is stacked.
it really is. But you just gonna keep winning games with that guy or Trey Lance?
Well,
Apparently,
it
Lance
is Trey
is lighting
Lance.
it up.
It's Trey Lance's job. So
Apparently, Lance is lighting it up.
they're trading Jimmy. He's not even. He's there, but not even working.
He's hurt.
And don't
apparently,
even
I think.
save in. Don't waste our time
What?
with those dumb rumors.
Jimmy
What?
G to the pack.
Oh, the Giants, but yeah,
Oh no! That's
the dumbest thing. We don't even
I
have.
don't know. I
cap
keep
space.
hearing how great Daniel Jones has looked.
No, it's
I don't
it's a
know
roller
where-
coaster.
first of all. I
It's been a
know
roller
they have.
coaster for 3 years.
Yeah,
What's the
exactly.
difference?
I know they have to trade
Exactly.
him. Like they would have to. They can't cut Garoppolo. They have to trade him. But like,
Why can't they
doesn't-
cut him?
Because the cap space is too. The
It's a
cap
cap
is
issue.
too high.
But like, does the next person doesn't want the cap room? Do the fucking Panthers want the cap room? Oh no, they got Baker.
Panthers have a quarterback problem.
I apparently Sam Darnold is winning the battle. Is what they said.
But so I'm looking at Jimmy G's deal, right? And it says that if he's released, it's a $1.4 million cap hit, and if he
That's
gets
it?
traded, it's $1.4 million.
Then why hasn't it been cut already?
So why not? Because they're
That's
trying.
stupid. Then. Just
because
because
they
Lance sucks.
I heard today they have till the end of the month. They have until August 30th for before anything this year.
They
is
got to
guaranteed.
see. They got to see
So-
Lance in a game
and they got to see if they can get something.
because obviously
I
he
guess.
sucked last year. He
I'm
was
waiting for
horrific.
Snacks to make an appearance to yell at us about
Is dirt
His
a
Jordan
phone's-
Montgomery.
His phone's 12%. He's not coming on.
Is dirt a good thing or a bad thing? I don't.
Bad
I
thing.
can't tell with him. I can't tell anything with him ever.
Bad thing.
Okay.
I really, even if his phone's at 12%, I would love to hear his thoughts on the great Garrett.
No, I don't
Cole.
want to hear his thoughts on Garrett Cole because
We
I
He
even
do.
makes
literally
me want
used-
Garrett. He makes me want Garrett Cole.
And my other thing, and this is, I know again, he's being dramatic because he doesn't like Garrett Cole. I don't give a shit how much money somebody gets paid once we're in the playoffs. I'm starting the best people, and he's one of your best 3 people. So,
Oh yeah, they just traded the other one. Who's
Yeah.
Jordan
Think of it this
Montgomery.
way.
but even before that, he was.
You know what it was?
Think of it
They had to
this way,
trade Jordan
Snacks
Montgomery
is-
because they were afraid that when it's a Met Yankee World Series, that Jordan Montgomery's going to have to pitch twice and they're going to lose because of it. Because
Think of it this way: if the Yankees he does come clutch in the playoffs, you get the tweet Snacks was wrong. So
Can't
that
wait.
is that's one of the benefits of. hopefully
I'd
Cole
rather
wakes up.
I'd rather him be right. To be completely honest, it's just.
can
funny.
you imagine? Like
God
I'm
damn
all
it.
like I'm in. Like if we're not going to win a World Series and the Yankees are in it and they win it and Garrett Cole gets the MVP and like goes on Twitter and just at Snacks.
You conflabbed butthead.
Oh yeah, I see Devin
Gin-
all the time.
Hey, Ginger Boy,
It's so
look at
funny.
this.
Him and Devin talking. It's really funny. Because Devin's 9 out of 10 times the most negative person I've ever met.
And then we
And
found
then he meets
snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm more excited about our. Are we getting both of them for the football preview show? We gotta get both of them.
Oh God. Again,
As long as what?
football preview wise, I'm just gonna be quiet. Yep, punt returns.
Yeah, punt returns basically.
No,
Oh.
I do. Speaking of that, I got to reach out to Donnie. Definitely want to get Donnie back on, especially after the run they
Returning
went on last
AFC
year.
champs.
Yeah, got to get him back on here. That should be a fun one. He says he's coming on. Danny vanished.
Then he disappeared.
going on? I'm back.
Longest second of our lives. Jesus, Snacks. Unless he's waiting for us to send him the link.
Yeah, we didn't send the link in the chat today because we didn't need to.
Danny, shoot him a text with it.
Aha, see? Where's the link?
We're all important now, Snacks. We don't need to send the link. Snacks, check your DMs. I know you can't get it on. No, I don't want to do this. Go away.
This is great podcasting right now.
This is the best podcasting. This is the part we're going to clip, by the way.
Correct.
Check your Twitter DM, sir. This is the first question. We need to find out if Dirt is good or bad.
No, it's bad because he texted me that I don't like Trey Lance like
Okay.
2 seconds before it.
Nobody likes Trey Lance. Niner fans don't even like Trey Lance.
I think they do.
It's the second coming of Kaepernick.
It might be.
Is it though? You know what that means? That if it's a second coming of Kaepernick, like Vin, just get ready. He's running right by all your linemen.
Look at this miserable.
All of our linemen have short hair now, so it won't be blowing in the wind.
Snacks question: are you excited for that like Garrett Cole World Series MVP tweet where he directly sends it to you?
You and Billy Crystal.
Let me start off by saying one thing.
Miserable over here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Compose yourself. First of all, welcome. How you doing?
All right, let's start with that. I'm doing well. It's great to see you guys. I was telling Danny I was watching you guys on the big screen, but I had to.
Oh, we're getting big screen privileges. Ooh.
Love it.
That's what happens when AEW sucks and there's no.
Yeah, I recorded AEW. I didn't seem like I was missing anything. So, however, I'm doing well. It's great to see you guys. But I want to go back to Vin's point real quick.
You gotta be more specific to Vin's
I think
point.
because this is a point I've been.
Are we talking about Packer punt returns? Are
no,
you about to
this is the.
No,
I don't
no,
care
no.
how much money somebody's getting paid. I'm just starting the best people. Because
Right.
that's always been my thing. That Garrett Cole has better numbers than Jordan Montgomery, which has been his comparison
Wrong.
the whole time.
Wrong.
Well, not after today. You're right. After today, he doesn't.
Did you order a
That is
Jordan
correct.
Montgomery St. Louis Cardinal jersey yet, or are you waiting till like?
No, but I'm rooting for the Cardinals on Friday,
Are they playing the Aggies?
and he's pitching.
Oh no, we're gonna be at Fan Fest for that.
Oh God!
Oh,
You had to
thank
lo-
God.
You had
Thank
to lose.
God.
You had to lose to Luis Castillo today too. That was tough.
You know what? That doesn't bother me. Danny was shitting on me. He goes because I was loving every second of Cole getting shelled. I loved it. I was listening to him on the radio and I was loving every second of it. And he's like, Danny was saying, "Oh, this is just so ridiculous." I said, "No, it's not. No, I like to be right, and I'm right. Cole's a piece of shit. He's terrible. He's not top 3 starter. He's not."
You don't think he is? You don't? Okay, so he's not a top 4 starter. You rather start Jameson Taillon in a playoff game?
Oh man, Snacks, you got an issue on Friday.
No. This is what I want.
Okay, go ahead.
I want Cortez game 1. Now that Montgomery's not here, unbelievable. I don't even want to talk. I really don't want to talk about it.
We already mentioned
Behan
that
was
how
right.
he's already getting cut because he's
Behan
capped
was
on
right.
innings.
TKO by technicality. I was right.
Don't want. I can't. I'm just not there yet.
Are you going to be okay Friday? It's Cortez versus Montgomery.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay, so Nestor game 1.
I hope the Cardinals win 1-0.
You're rooting for that both pitchers throw an 8-inning perfect game. They have to pull Cortez because of the pitch count.
Oh, I blame this on you, by the way. You didn't tell me Cortez has a pitch count.
Innings limit.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't pitch into the World Series. You got
Completely
innings
missed
limit.
that one.
There's
You
a
failed
lot
to
of
mention that one.
There's a lot of rumors going around that may not be true, but we'll see.
Yeah, you failed to mention that one.
Well, because I can't confirm it. However, I want Cortez game 1,
Okay, innings limit guy game 1. Got it.
Montas game 2,
I like him.
opener game 3.
All right. We're going opener when Michael King's arm is dead and Trevino has a 6 ERA. Great idea.
Wandy pitches the first two. Wandy's a good pitcher. I like Wandy.
He pitched well against us the night we were there. I
Clark
have it in my
Schmidt-
scorebook. He pitched well.
Clark
We
Schmidt.
we thought it
Clark
was the
Schmidt
same
for
guy that
three.
was on the Astros 20 years ago, but it's okay. It wasn't.
Clark Schmidt for 3. Garrett Cole for 1 pitch. Get him out.
Because it's going to be a homer. Got it.
Not legal, but okay.
All
Well,
right.
if he comes in and it's a 1 pitch and the guy pops out, you could pull him right after that.
If it's the last batter, yeah, sure. For the
It's the
inning.
last batter in the inning.
No, because I can't justify not pitching somebody that's $1 million in the playoffs. So he gets 1 pitch.
Unless he's like, unless he goes down for Tommy John surgery, he's pitching whether he wants.
I
to or
mean,
not.
we can only hope.
God.
I
can
can see
only
it already.
hope.
Snacks just walking through the Bronx, seeing him and just slicing his arm.
I
Right,
just
right in the
it's
UCL.
all right. So I have been saying for 2 years, and everybody thinks it's just some shtick, some bullshit, whatever the fuck. The guy isn't good. When he's got the stuff on his fingers, yeah, he's fine, really good. He's not good. He's not good. His 2 biggest games of the Yankees. 2 biggest games. 1. Last year was late September against the Indians or the Guardians, whatever the fuck they are. And we were playing for
Just
home
like the
field
Reds,
for-
just like when we play the Redskins in December. It's the same thing.
Exactly. We were playing for home field for the wild card game. And if we have home field in the wild card game, probably win because Stanton hits 3 home runs instead of 1. Anyway,
If he comes back.
well, this was last year.
Oh, sorry.
And to a Guardians team that was atrocious at the time, he gives up 5 runs in the first 2 innings, and I think he gave up 6 overall. We lost like 8-4. And we lost home field by half a game.
You lost 11-1. He gave up 7 runs in 5 2/3.
Okay, so or whatever. What? Yeah,
That's a tough
exactly.
one.
So, Vin, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right now. I pulled up his stats. I don't remember.
Embarrassing.
I'm looking at it right now.
What day? What day was that in September?
September 19th. So you're right. It was very much at the end of the season.
I know I'm right. I'm always right. Then in Fenway, for a guy that you pay $33 million a year to, you're supposed to win these games against your rivals on the road, at home on the road. You're supposed to pitch well. I think he lasted what, Vin? 2 1/3.
2 innings, 3 runs in a game that you lost 6-2. You're right. But I could also pull up last year in July when he faced the Astros and struck out like 11 guys into a complete game shutout.
1 game.
July.
1 game. July.
July.
I'm a Yankee fan, not a Met fan, Vin.
July.
Wow. See, my ace pitched in the World Series for my team.
Yeah,
Don't-
no,
don't-
I agree. And
No, it did, but it happened though. And nobody on the Yankees had pitched for their team in the World Series.
I
And
agree.
also,
It
our
was also
his
coke-headed
worst
ace.
start of all
You forgot.
time.
Let's get that
He
right.
did not
It was
pitch
our
good. You're right. He
coke-headed ace.
100% did not pitch good.
Coke-headed ace was pitching.
I missed the cokehead. The Phillies should get Matt Harvey is what they should do because they have Wheeler and they have Noah.
And they have Noah, so it'll just be perfect.
Matt
They
Harvey.
might as well start
Well,
rebuilding our rotation.
you might as well get Bartolo out of there too.
All right, exactly. Great.
However-
we need Bartolo back on our team. We have a DH that looks like him now, so they could just kind of be like best friends. Okay.
Okay, but the guy still has a 3.3 ERA.
Who?
Garrett Cole. I'm looking at it. Okay, probably hasn't updated since today. But as before today, he had a 3.3 ERA.
It's probably like 3.6 now.
Yeah, something like that.
I kind of wish I added. I like quote tweeted the tweet that I saw, and I could find it for Snacks that said, "Oh, it's good to see Garrett Cole's actually a decent pitcher." Because I thought he was pitching a good game, and then Vin tells me he gave up 6 runs in the first inning. I go, then why the hell is someone saying he's a good pitcher on Twitter? And they look it up, and if you take out if you can kind of get away from the first inning, it's it's solid 5 innings. But
He was
again,
no. He was dominant after. But the thing is, you gave your
First
team
inning counts.
no chance right off the bat. That just can't happen. Because he fucking sucks. He's a loser, overrated, overpaid mutt. Now,
you remember,
Vin, since you're very vocal on the money thing, if Max Scherzer had a 3.6 ERA in the
the
first week
greatest
of
Met
August,
pitcher of all time.
would you be happy?
And 3.6 is pretty good.
Nowadays, 3.6 is actually a pretty decent. It's like right around
Okay.
average.
Here's what I get what you're saying, but he's still like, regardless of what he's getting paid, A 3.6 ERA in the Mets rotation is currently probably the third best pitcher. So he'd still be starting a playoff game.
Right now,
That's all I'm saying. You're
2020
saying
in
you don't
30
want
teams.
him pitching.
I don't
So-
want him anywhere near a baseball field when the Yankees are in the playoffs.
So here's some statistics for you guys. This is the past couple years. This is Major League pitchers. 3.93 is your average ERA.
So he is an above average pitcher. Does he deserve to get paid $30-something million a year? Probably not.
No.
But that's the Yankees. The Yankees gave him $30 million a year because their fan base was like, what the hell?
The Yankees
Why haven't
gave
we
him,
given anybody $30 million a year over the last 10 years?
the Yankees gave him $30 million a year because he had sticky stuff on his hands. It's just that's exactly
Right.
why they gave him $30 million.
He had to pay for more expensive sticky stuff, and then they banned the sticky stuff, and now.
Well, now he's got to figure it out.
I will give them the credit. At the time, they had to sign. They had to. They needed that guy. They had to. They had to
Right.
sign. Then I watched him in his first game, and I hated him ever
Throwing
since.
things.
It took me one inning of Garrett Cole, and I've hated him since.
Didn't they win that game though?
No, I don't think so.
Do you really think that matters, Vincent?
In the end, yes. I think winning.
Yes,
matters.
for the Yankee team, yes, it matters that they won, and I guarantee you, if they did win that game, Snacks was ecstatic that they won that game. And then he started cursing out Garrett Cole after.
Oh, that was in COVID. That doesn't count. They won 4-1. He gave up 1 run in 5 innings in his first start as a Yankee.
I don't believe that.
That's just a fact.
Check
I'm
the
looking
spring
at it.
training stats. He's not.
It was
talking
against
about
the
regular
defending
season.
champion Washington Nationals. I'm looking at it right now in 2020.
Even though the playoffs didn't count, he had a pretty good playoff run. That
What year was that?
It was 2020.
Doesn't count.
All right.
Nothing
So
counts that year.
what's
Nobody
his
was
first
there.
start in 2020?
Nobody was there to see it. It doesn't count.
They lost 3-2. He gave up 2 runs in 5 1/3 against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's a real ace.
Okay. Then he proceeded to have a 1.7 ERA going into June, and then they banned the sticky stuff, and everything went down.
Snacks. You know I love you, but you really look like shit tonight. You all right?
I'm exhausted.
Wow.
All right.
No,
Well,
I'm
thanks for
saying
coming
because
on.
I mean it as a concerned friend.
No, I'm just really tired, and my lighting's really bad too.
Yeah, blame the lighting. That's what I
Yeah,
did.
it's
too.
always the lighting.
I'm very.
I'm sure Garrett Cole blames the lighting too.
Garrett Cole blames everything. You remember what was it? Opening day when the
Yeah.
ceremony took too long. He was fucking pissing, moaning.
Well, that's why the Mets now also do 12 first pitches 20 minutes before
See,
Max Scherzer starts.
No,
Because
that's on
one
him.
time the guy stood on the mound and tried to shake Max Scherzer's
Right.
hand, and Scherzer's like, "Get the fuck off my mouth."
That's on Garrett Cole. If you're Max Scherzer, they cancel the first pitch because he's like, "No, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Go away."
I love Max Scherzer. He's one of my favorite baseball players. Love him.
He
Oh,
literally
yeah.
told someone to go fuck themselves.
It was like
for
the
first
ambassador
pitch.
to a country too, and he was like, "Nope, get out."
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a
The
stud.
guy was on his mound when he came out there.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I like Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week I go to the game. Max is pitching. They had 4 first pitches. All happened before 7:00.
Yeah, get them all out of the way.
And then they went into a rain delay. So it even took longer for Max to get out there, but they never did another first pitch because they already got rid of him because they had it.
All right.
Including Bianca Belair doing the stupidest thing of all time.
Oh, I didn't even know she did it.
She dropped it was like WWE night, and she like put the ball between the pitcher's mound, and she did like a cartwheel to the ball and picked it up and threw it. And I'm like, is that really necessary?
I'm
Like,
a fan of Bianca Belair, so
I am a fan of hers too. Snacks, I do have an important Italian question for you.
speak.
Do we know where Pesci and De Niro are? Because the Goodfella guys are just dropping.
I
This,
know.
this has been rough.
It's been really bad, and every time I hear it, it just breaks my heart more and more. I hope they're hiding. I hope they're doing something. I just
Bubbles. Put them in bubbles.
we can't afford to lose either one of them. Pacino, can't we just? I know he's not in the Goodfellas, but
No, I think Pesci's probably. I feel like Pesci's the oldest of them, although he.
I think
when he
Pesci
looks
is the oldest. Or no, I think it's Pacino, Pesci, De Niro.
Yeah, Pacino's like over 80.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pacino's on his way. Unfortunately,
Pesci's 79. Pacino is 82.
damn.
And De Niro is 78.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're pretty much the same. That's the same age. When you're that age, that's the same.
Right in the
age.
ballpark. Right in the ballpark.
Right, you're within 5 years. You're in the same age.
All right.
You're the same age of each other.
I want to ask Snacks a football question before he goes because he looks tired and he wants to go
He
to
needs to
sleep.
know how to catch a punt
I
return.
got to
That's
put you
Finn's
guys back
biggest
on the
problem.
big for the end of the show.
Who is your Giants Jordan Montgomery? Is there one? That's my last question.
Great question.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey,
They're in a rebuild. You don't have to have one yet.
Right.
He might like Robinson.
Robinson. So far, I'm a big fan so far, and I shat on the pick as soon as they made it. Like I was pissed because I wanted Dean, but then when I saw him drop, I was like, okay, there's a reason. And then from everything I see and read, Robinson looks great. However, if I was going to pick somebody that I would just stick up for blindly and always have their back, that's on the Giants. Right now, it's very tough, but I've always loved Shepard, even though he plays 2 games a year.
Okay.
He's
on the PUP right now. He's still on that list.
Did he go on the pup, Danny? I don't know if he went. He did go on the pup. Okay, yeah, I figured.
It's the first week. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the guy who's going to be on the pup the whole. He's that guy they have to put in the bubble wrap for training camp anyway. So make sure he gets the opening day.
Exactly.
For him to get hurt
He's
in
wearing
week 2.
a red shirt.
Yeah, I've loved Shep since day one. I always thought he was a tough kid, and injuries obviously derailed him, but he's been here a while. He's been through
Longest tenured Giant.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
crazy. He's been here through 16 different coaching changes. So
And he's actually played in a playoff game.
he has. He wasn't any good in it, but
Well, nobody was except for Eli.
except for Eli, which is
Tavares King.
Tavares King, yes.
Oh, Tavares King, that was a big play. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Fun
a sad
fact,
thing.
when
That
the
was
Met-
Eli's
when the
best
Giants
game.
drafted,
It
Best
was
game.
best
Played
game.
really well.
Too
when
bad
the
no one else
Giants
showed up.
drafted Shepard, Vin and I were at the Met game.
Cool.
I don't remember what Met game it was, but I remember being at the Met game and getting to there, and I was like, all right, I like this kid.
Was he drafted in the second round?
Yeah. And we were like, all right, that's Cruz's replacement.
Right. Yep.
That's tough.
It's like the first thought. Yeah. All right, you motherfuckers.
All right, Snacks.
We love you as always. Hey, we got a football preview show coming up soon, so
When?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, all right. Well, let me know.
on that day of the week, you know,
It ends with a Y.
yeah.
It ends in a Y.
That's all I got.
Yeah, let me know. I would love to be a part of it.
We gotta get the great Jet fan on there too with Devin.
No, fuck him.
Listen, Vin may actually have an answer to who's gonna do punt returns for the Packers by then. Like,
Pretty much all I'm worried about is punt returns at the moment. Blocking punts and punt returns. That's all I got to worry
Did
about.
you-
how about defending block punts, Vin?
Exactly. Blocking the punts is the problem.
Did you see the Giants' great special teams drill today?
No, I missed it today.
So it's like it's gonna be stupid and hard to explain, but when you punt the ball and you're at the goal line, you try and knock the ball back for your team.
Oh, the volleyball.
With the volleyball, yeah, they were like volleying. I thought that was cool.
That's fun.
The Mets do that when they run off the field after the innings when they're playing defense. That's
actually not a bad idea of like a tip drill. All right, cool.
Dude,
Yeah, I thought it was innovative. I thought it was cool. Not as cool as taping tennis balls to people's arms and preventing holding calls, but
Listen, I like the fact that we're practicing third and longs and it doesn't include quarterback sneaks.
We gotta get
Yeah,
boxing
Joe
gloves.
Judge-
We're already improving on last year.
we're making progress.
What's Dayball saying? Smart, tough, and dependable. That's the saying this year.
You really want another saying?
I didn't say
We're-
it. It's
I-
what he
Oh
says.
God.
We haven't had a good saying since Coughlin left, so can we stop with the sayings for now?
Yeah, but he said it. In
Kiss
every
my
single
ass.
press- 10-6 season, and we gave the Packers a Super Bowl run.
Please.
Shout out to Sean Jackson, my guy.
You imagine?
By the way, Vin, I have a trivia question for you before I go.
Let's go ahead.
Brett Favre's last pass as a Packer was completed to who?
We asked him in person too.
I
By
asked
the way,
him a question again.
We
I can't
actually
be
asked-
mad about this because I asked him the question and he gave the ball to a veteran,
Yeah,
Corey Webster.
So when we did,
You
Good
guys
dude.
have a great rest of your show.
we did the Landon Collins softball event one year, and we interviewed him, and I had to ask the question because I was interviewing him. Vin's got the camera in his hand, and I go, "All right, I got to ask for the Packer guy holding the camera. What was it like picking off Brett Favre's last pass ever as a Packer?" And then Vin goes, "All right, where's the ball, Corey?" And Corey gave the story. He gave it to that vet that they had for the year following with them. And Vin's like, "Damn it, now I have to like you."
Yeah, sorry. Shout out Corey Webster.
No, I have to like that. Oh, that's fucking awesome. All right, you guys keep doing your thing. I'm gonna get this back running up on my TV.
I think we're just about done. But thanks as always, Snacks. We'll talk soon.
Later.
Yes,
Snacks.
absolutely.
Yeah, let's wrap it up too. Wrap it up.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks,
But yeah,
Snacks.
I'll be seeing Snacks on Friday at FanFest.
Where's FanFest for the Giants? At the thing?
MetLife.
MetLife?
In the actual
practice
stadium.
facility or
Nice.
The actual stadium.
they're turning on the air conditioner. Got it.
Yes. There will be blue with fireworks at the end.
Got to make sure the AC was working.
What's what's the stuff? Anything good? Any
I'm really just going to hang out with the Talking Giants guys. They're doing a live show this year again. LPG is going to be with them. I know that. And then a content creator, I don't know, I'm sure you guys don't know him, but Chris the Entertainer, who's pretty good with Giant and Met stuff. So, and then seeing people I haven't seen since week 17 against Washington. So
Sure.
Should be fun. And shout out to the Giants for giving free Maddens to season ticket holders today.
So it's not like it. So based on what your email says, it's not Madden. It's a piece inside. It's something within Madden. It's not the game itself.
No, it's the code to get Madden.
Yeah, but it seems like it's like a code to get like points towards your cards or whatever. That's what it seems like, based on what I read.
Copy of Madden.
Because
he sent me the screenshot.
Yeah, no, it's a copy of Madden.
But it's just a code. Obviously.
You got to get the code and then download it. Actually, I got to remember to.
When does it come out?
Redeem it. I have no idea.
19th. I already pre-ordered it, so.
All right. Okay. Whatever. All right, boys.
So, alrighty. Anything last? Reminder, following us, Linktree/Sndpodcast. All social medias. Of course, thank you, Snacks, for joining us as always. We'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks.
Deuces.